My name is John, and I am a nobody. Today we are off to Ukraine because it's been in the news a lot. I was only there once, I only played there once, but it was quite memorable, so I thought I'd share it with you. We were a four-piece band, but we had a really good driver. We were driving in a Volkswagen van, and we had a lot of adventures. Ukraine was very agricultural at that time, lots of trees, lots of fields, and they had those long spindly well poles that you see in Charles Bronson westerns. The trip was something else. I did one episode called The Baltic States, which has mysteriously disappeared. I don't know why. But it had photos in it. And it was like walking back into the past. We visited a Ukrainian market, and they had people at the entrance selling plastic bags which had American cigarette brands on them. And they even had weird stuff like, I've got a photo of a woman selling fresh leeches from a jar, for bloodletting. It was all very strange. We were there to take part in an international festival, and there were lots of different bands and acts from all over Europe before it became the EU. And it was very bizarre. Every floor of every restaurant, I'll come to the restaurants in a minute, but every floor of the hotel had an armed guard who was from the militia. The militia seemed to be like the biggest employer in the country at the time. They were everywhere, the militia. And our particular armed guard was very friendly. He smiled at one stage, opened his mouth, and his entire mouth was full of gold teeth. He looked like something out of a James Bond film. Anyway, the event itself was also extremely unbelievable because we had to walk down this tunnel which Paul, our intrepid leader, called the Time Tunnel, because it was very much like an old TV set. And the stage was large, and it was the first time I'd ever seen lasers, and my great fear was that if I stare into the laser, I'd go blind. And every one of us had a girl who was pretending to play a cello. There was no cello, but they were all from a dance troupe, all very agile looking. And I still haven't found the photograph. I've got it somewhere. And it was really extraordinary. The hotel had a buffet, and which was adorned with animals, dead animal heads. And they had delicious little fish, which were lovely, but it puts you off your food a bit when you see them, a dead pig's head staring at you. But the event itself was extraordinary. We had Paul, our leader, we had an American drummer, an Irish keyboard player, and two Brits. It's me and Paul. Paul's is still making music. He has a lovely duo, which I can recommend. He's still in business. I think they're called the Wildfires. So they probably don't get many gigs in California. Anyway, it was the big surprise of the day was that when it came time for, hang on, I can't read the chat. When it came time for them to announce the winner of the competition, somebody opened up the paper and the winner is Russia. Well, quelle surprise. Excuse my French. Some things never change. I can only say I don't want to get involved with the politics, but there's nothing wrong with wanting peace. So I wish them, both sides, because both sides are expiring at an alarming rate. And I feel sorry for those poor young men whose lives were cut short by this terrible conflict. Okay, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one. And until then, Tchaikovsky.